In this video today, I want to explore an important question, and that is, can plants teach us some important principles about managing our finances, from saving to investing to not just being broke all the time? I've got some plants here in front of me today, and I want to see if we can use them to demonstrate a very powerful principle of financial growth and management. If you find that this kind of content's helpful to you, hit the notifications button and be a subscriber and find out when all of my new videos come out, because I'm going to be producing more and more content about plant math and more all summer long. Now, these are some really nice examples of hostas that are emerging from their winter's dormancy. Now, a hosta disappears in its pot or in the ground during the winter. It looks dead, looks like there's nothing there, and then as the weather starts to warm up, they start to emerge from underground. And I want to just show you these to show you a few different sizes that are at different stages of emerging from winter. But what I really want to ask you is, what do you see when you look at these plants? Now, a hosta is a perennial plant that comes back every year. It lasts for years and years and years, and a very highly sought after plant. You sell hundreds and hundreds of these every year. I want to ask you, what do you see when you see these? Now, these are all small. They're developing early stages. About 2 weeks to 4 weeks, these things will be big and beautiful and ready to be sold for $6 each. But in the meantime, let me ask you the question right now: what do you see? For a nursery grower like myself, I see $6 a plant. I see excitement, I see potential, I see color, I see eager customers. But one of these stands out from the others quite a bit more. Let's have a closer look. Now, on this hosta, you'll see that there are 4 shoots emerging. Now, they grow from a common center or a common crown beneath the surface there, and you see 4 of them emerging in this particular hosta. In this hosta here, you see 2 of them emerging. In this hosta here, you can't even quite see them all, but there are actually 7 shoots emerging. And this is a giant variety of hosta here called a Victory, and it's only got 1 single stem emerging. But the one that catches my attention is this hosta, the one that has 7 stems. Let me tell you why. The reason the plant in my hand is my favorite of all the hostas that I have emerging so far, and I have hundreds of other examples of it here in my shade house, but the reason that I love this particular hosta the most is because I don't see one plant with 7 shoots. I see 7 plants. See, what I'll do with this hosta is I won't sell this one this year at all. I'm going to divide this hosta and turn it into 7 plants that I'll be able to sell next year. So instead of getting $6 for this plant will actually be worth $42 next year, which brings up an important point. Investing in plants is one of the greatest ways for people to grow their wealth and run an effective side hustle from home. And just like so many areas of our lives, investing in something that increases in value is always a profitable thing to do. Monetarily, yes, to grow your wealth, but also to run an effective business. One of the reasons that so many people are so broke is because so much of their income goes into things that do not increase in value. Take just a moment, if you will, and think about what you actually spend your money on week to week and month to month. We're burning up tons of money every week on eating out and car payments and buying more and more stuff. And I wonder how much money we have going into things that increase in value. Now, you should be able to see these pretty well. These are some smaller hostas here in just 3-inch pots. I'll just put my hand up there just to show you the size of these pots. But these were divisions that I made from full-grown hostas last year, and you can see just in this small example that there's 9 of them. Again, there are hundreds more that I have, but I took 1 hosta last year and divided it, or 2 hostas last year and divided them into all these, and many times over. The multiplication effect of plants is incredible. So again, the reason that today this is my favorite plant is because of what it's going to become in the future. So what in the world are the lessons that we can learn from these little plants? Well, number 1 is you need to make sure that you're putting money into things that increase in value. Even if it costs you a little bit more today, even if it inconveniences you today, putting money into things that increase in value. What in your life are you putting money into that increase in value? Think about your home mortgage. Think about your retirement plan. Think about a brokerage account. Think about plants, perhaps, things that increase in value. And a second lesson that we can learn as it's beginning to pour down rain is to try to limit what we put our money into that disappears in value. What kind of junk are we spending our money on? Why does our money just seem to go poof? You work too hard, you are too talented, and you have too much to offer to be broke all the time. So think about your talents, think about your passions, think about your abilities. What do you have to offer that can increase in value? Let me show you one more example. Now, to most of you, this may just look like a simple Honda push mower, an everyday lawn mower that people use for mowing their lawns, and if that's what you see, you'd be correct. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I bought this lawnmower to take care of my own yard with. It was about a $450 lawnmower, but during those years, I've made about $5,000 with this lawnmower, just mowing 2 or 3 yards right here beside my house for some elderly neighbors who need a hand and are glad to pay me $30 or so to cut their grass each year. It doesn't take a lot of time, but over time it adds up. So even an everyday common item like a lawnmower can be something that you use to create and to generate value for yourself, just like those little plants. So think about what skills and abilities you have that you can multiply, that you can monetize, that you can turn into something that somebody will pay you money for and that increases in value. So in closing, just let me say, listen to the plant, listen to the hostas. They long to be divided to increase their value. This is Savvy Dirt Farmer signing off. Hope every one of you watching has a great day.